Well, whoever was thinking that I was going to hate it, you were right. Hey everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be my reading vlog for The Wise Men Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. I read book 1 last year and I ended up enjoying it a lot more than expected. I went into it with pretty low expectations. I feel like a lot of hype behind this whole series, the whole will there be a third book kind of thing going on is probably helping. But I overall enjoyed it. I was seeing the main character as like judging his younger self in a lot of the stuff that he was mentioning about how, he was growing up. So that excused a couple of the things that annoyed me. And I am a big fan of magical schools. So I overall enjoyed it. I believe I gave it 4 stars. So I was looking forward to reading book 2, even though a lot of you warned me that I would have a lot of issues with it, especially towards certain chapters, which you were right. I'm currently filming the intro afterwards because I wasn't sure I was going to film the reading vlog, but I do have some clips in the beginning and then a lot more when things get interesting. And by the end of the video, I'll include my full review of it. But yes, that's why the beginning is a little bit all over the place, just a few clips. But let's do this. I was pretty emotional. You know me, in this vlog, so be warned. It's not that serious, but it kind of was for me at the time. Oh, and obviously this vlog is containing all the spoilers. All of them. So if you don't want spoilers, don't watch it. If you want to see them and hear me complain about them throughout the book, this is your place. I wasn't sure I was going to vlog this, so I'm starting and I'm at chapter 24. So I wanted to say that I'm glad he's back in school because frankly, the end of book 1, I was kind of with it. And I'm noticing more things that I did in the first book. I feel like I was excusing a lot of his behavior with the fact that I felt like he was judging his younger self. So I didn't think it was like, he was obnoxious, but like for a reason, his older self was saying that as he was younger, he was like that. But it's starting to stand out a bit more and starting to annoy me a little bit, but hopefully that's not too much of a big deal. A few things that I didn't expect. I really should have written the name. Manet, the old dude, flirting with Mary was not something I expected. Go you. I do feel like he's antagonizing Ambrose, like for no reason sometimes. Like obviously super annoying and I get it, but like a couple times he's like pushing his button on purpose. So it's obviously going to not end well, but I mean, I guess it makes for an interesting story or at least some kind of plot. So yeah, the plum thing, the plum poisoning was okay. I'm enjoying the school part. I'm afraid because I've been told that like it's going away from school and I'm not ready for that because it's my favorite part. I do love magical schools. So that was my favorite part also in book 1. So I didn't really care for the romance with Denna, which whatever. But yes, I'm glad he's finally having access to the archives because I felt like that's something we didn't get. And I really am curious to learn more about like the door, which I'm assuming that's what book 3 is going to be about since the title so far that is announced is about that. So I don't think we're going to get the answers in book 2, but I'm hoping for a little bit of information because I'm really curious. I feel like there's just so much that needs to happen in this book. Oh, okay, so yeah, I mentioned a few things that were bothering me. I did take notes. There's the whole, like, I'm nervous as a new whore, which, that's cringy. I understand, okay, blah, I don't care. It's still annoying to read. Being told, like, when a teacher tells him, like, tells a student, like, go have sex, which, okay. But I am enjoying Ilade. All the names will be in French. I pronounce them in French in my head. There's no way I can't do that. But Ilade, he's very chaotic and I'm all for it. Hopefully he's gonna finally get to learn more from him. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Not a lot has happened, but I'm okay with it so far. So I'll update you a little bit later. Good evening. I'm at chapter 53 technically. I kept it open to that one because I have to talk about it. So far so good still. It's still very much in school, so I'm enjoying it, but I stopped reading basically where he's finally going on an adventure, which finally, because I'm at what, 368 pages. How is he going to do everything in the rest? Anyway, basically all I had to say, a few things. I'm happy that he's finally encountering people that are stronger than him because I'm aware that, like, it starts with him being in the future. all strong and everything. So I get it, but like it was just so strong too quickly. Like I like when there's a little bit of a challenge. So to have Devi be stronger than him made me happy a little bit. Also, the author has been trying to tell us how to pronounce quoth, which I'm not pronouncing correctly. I've still no idea how to pronounce it. So I'm giving up and I'm just calling him quoth, and hopefully that sounds about right, I think. Okay, we need to talk because I thought that the twist, which I'm still nowhere near, I think it's chapter 96 or something I was told, so I'm still nowhere there. But I thought that Ambrose was going to R-word. I don't want to get this video demonetized, so I'm going to call it grape, but we know what I mean. I thought Ambrose was going to grape Fella. I thought that was going to be the twist or the event, which, I mean, I guess there's still time for that to happen. So that's what I've been preparing myself for because everyone was telling me I wasn't going to like it. It's controversial, blah, blah, blah. So that's what I thought. But they've been like on a date, or she was on a date with him to distract him. But nothing happened. But I was so sure it was going to happen. So I guess I'm happy it didn't happen. But like, I still have no idea what the twist is going to be then. Also, Cody is definitely completely clueless. The fact that he's still not sure if Dana likes him because she just bought him this really expensive loot case. But again, I'm still seeing it as him judging his younger self as being completely clueless. So, okay. I'm getting annoyed a little bit more about, with the female characters. They're becoming a bit more annoying. Plus all the like mentions of like whores and everything. What is the obsession? So many male authors write about a bunch of like whores and like prostitutes in general. They're so common, and like I know the comments, there's always someone to tell me who happened, fancy whatever. I remember what's its name, Michael Sullivan, like the first book that I read by him, like over half of the female characters were all prostitutes, which why? It's so common in like older fantasy. Anyway, the female characters and all those mentions are starting to just a little bit, but I'm still enjoying the fact that school. So far, the book is probably like a 3.75 for me. So things are going well, you know? I do want more details about how like the whole naming works. But I guess that we're following the character and he has no idea. So that probably is the reason. But hopefully he gets it before the end of the second book. So I can get it too. So yes, I'm now finally at the portion where he's like leaving the school. And I had to laugh because this is the whole chapter that's explaining his journey. So you just know the author was like, I cannot be bothered. I don't care about explaining the journey like at all. That made me laugh so hard. It's just like a random page and then we move on and he's somewhere else. So that's where I'm at right now. I feel like finally things will be more controversial. Maybe I'm going to really love it or hate it. That's what people were telling me. So I'm prepared mentally, but so far it's been pretty good. Like I know I've complained a little bit about the stuff, but like it's easier to remember the bad stuff to warn people in like a vlog with spoilers than like rave about school magic. I like it, which I do. Like there were a few funny moments. Like I'm remembering when Hemis, whatever, that old dude that hates him, when the plum thing came back, obviously when he asked him a question. That's funny. I've enjoyed all of this so far. But that's not a surprise. I knew I was going to like the school portion. So I'll see you in a couple days, or maybe faster if there's a bunch of stuff that happens, because so far there was no need to update every day, but maybe from now on there will be. Okay, so I am at chapter 74, so page 500. It's been a few days. I wanted to update you on how things are going. I'm enjoying so far the whole king portion thing. I wasn't sure how things were going to go because, again, I like magical schools. I was scared since last time. I didn't like whenever he went away, but so far so good. It just feels like a different book completely. I'm not mad yet, but we'll see how it goes. I was really scared that the king, the girl that he is into, was going to be Dana. And I was like, hell no. First off, she's way too young. Second of all, like, I don't want the plot to be him against the king or something. But I was wrong. I'm happy. And the whole like poison plot, I was interested. I really laughed that portion whenever like the king is doubting him and he's like just drinking the whole thing just to spite him. I'm all for it. But yeah, not much more to say. I'm okay so far. I'm enjoying it. Although I do want to say I'm growing bored, like increasingly bored of the romance with Dana. It's not that I don't like her. I don't care for the way she's written. Like, you can tell it was written by a man. I'm not feeling it, but we'll see. Because, like, I understand that he's obviously not really good with women. And again, maybe the narrator, him as a narrator, is judging his younger self being bad at it. But you kind of can tell that they'll possibly end up together, but not really, since in the beginning they're not together. But, like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not liking them. I don't like her. So I am now at chapter 95 tonight. I am finally getting to the section. I am very nervous, to be honest. I just have no idea what it's going to be about, because it's been boring so far. Did I update you yesterday? The whole side quest thingy was boring. So nervous, but let's see how it goes. Oh, come on. Are you telling me this is the scene? Is he a fairy? He's having sex with a fairy. Are you telling me that the scene that lasts chapters is him having sex with a fairy? He's a child. He's what, like 15, 16? He's a child. And if she's using her magic, whatever, to attract him, then it's grape. It's grape. And you're telling me that he knows exactly what to do. He's a virgin. Please tell me this is in what, last 8 chapters or something you told me? Let me continue. I'm hoping I'm wrong. Let me just read. Nope. No, it definitely continues. Okay. I told you earlier I was prepared for a grape scene, but I thought it was going to be like Ambrose. Maybe I have a really low opinion of him, clearly. Why? Is it gonna be like, why? Like, a legendary fairy that usually attracts men and kills them, which, you know, you do you, girl boss shit. But, like, I take that back, actually, because she's also using her magic to grape them, so not very girl boss. But, like, he has to survive, so he's gonna be the only one surviving the fairy. Is that the legendary stuff that he's gonna be known for? Having sex with a fairy? I'm, like, questioning your sanity, Rothfuss. I can't be the only one. I always judge authors whenever there's a sex scene. Like, it's not... I do get secondhand embarrassment very easily, but I feel like often I don't enjoy these scenes because I can't help but think about the author writing that down. It was a choice. He chose to put this stuff in there. And, like, someone else edited. A few people read this and were like, this is great. Yes, let's put that in the book. A 16-year-old child having sex with a fairy. This is where we're at. This is what everyone loves. There's, what, over 1 million ratings of this, giving it 4.5 stars on Goodreads. No one has issues with this. And, like, the way it's written, I guess everyone is seeing this as... I don't know if I can keep reading this. Like, I know the writing is supposed to be pretty, but, like, it's just making me cringe. I'm gonna sleep on this. I've already read enough. I cannot. It lasts chapters. Like, I looked and it lasts chapters. I cannot. I'll see you in a week. Straight up. There's no way I can read this fast. Okay, quick video. I am done reading all of those sections. I think it's chapter 108 or 106. There's, like, literally 10 chapters of this crap. It's been a few days and I wanted to just, like, finalize it. It took me forever because every time I would read, like, 10 pages in diagonal and be bored. I'm just scared to, like, miss out on something, like some kind of information. So I've been forcing myself to read it anyway instead of just skipping. But I just don't see what this brings to the story. Like, I get that now he has a new, like, cape or whatever, fine. But he didn't get a lot of information or anything out of this. So I have no idea what's going to happen now, but they just made it to the inn. So I'm hoping that they're going to go back to the king, solve everything. But it looks like he's not going to go there anyway. Hopefully he goes back to school soon and we don't hear about the fairy ever again, because oh my gosh, this wasn't for me. But yeah, the whole like wish fulfillment thing, the whole grape thing. He's 16. The whole time I had to like remind me, she's 1,000-year-old fairy. Like, what is this? Like, Rothfuss, like, why are you feeling discomfortable sharing this with us? But I was feeling slumpy-ish before that section. Now it's slump, full-on slump. So okay, I just want to complain. I'm not even that much further into it. I just need to mention that of course he goes back to the inn and the waitress now has sex with him because he's not a shy little virgin anymore. He's had sex with a magical fairies and he's now such a sexy, sexy sex machine. I'm really hoping it's not going to be like this throughout the whole book because I am unhappy. Let's pretend my hair doesn't look like this. And the fact that, like, obviously his back is now heavily scratched. Rothfuss, please keep it for yourself. I don't want to know. I just don't want to know. And I'm at like 7:50 or something. It's upstairs. Now he meets this other woman that teaches him how to fight. She's 26 and he notices her wrinkles, which when's the last time you've seen a 26-year-old woman, Rothfuss? Yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling about the rest of the book. My interest is not re-increased. I'm glad that he's now on like book 4 at this point. Like, there was the school and there was the king and then the walk and like killing the people, and now he's learning to fight with the people that don't really talk. That's 4 books. So they're so disconnected. I'm let's hope things improve. I prefer this part than the one we just ended, learning to fight. I can deal with that. So no more sexy scenes, please. I can't take it anymore. Sup. Update. I'm at chapter 116. Let's talk. Why did he kiss his teacher and then proceeded to have sex with her? Like, he is now such a dangereux? Is that how you say that in English too? Like, I'm seeing a pattern here, Patrick, because at this point I might as well call you by your name. Do you have a thing for older women? Like, I feel like he's feeling a little too free to share his sexual fantasies, and I'm not into that. 1,000-year-old fae, a waitress that seemed to be older, but we'll let that one slide, and the teacher, which is, again, grape. Like, oh, I can already hear people running out from their basement to tell me, it's fiction. No. Obviously it's fiction, but like, you can't, no. No. I will not take that excuse. Frankly, if I never see the mention of boobs or sex ever again in this book, it will still be too soon. He already completely forgot Denna. And like, I know that she's probably sleeping with a bunch of these men, but like, it's different. She's doing it for work, for survival, you know? He's doing it just because. I don't know, he just seems to have forgotten her very fast. And yeah, I'm just hating that the rest, you know, the portion, the 300 pages in the beginning of the book and book 1, there was no mention of this weird stuff, and now it's nonstop ever since the Fae. And like, I'm kind of weirded out that she's having sex with like the barbarian and like asking him if he has diseases. Is she not afraid of getting pregnant? And like, am I actually supposed to believe that this 16-year-old is like, nobody can resist him? Like, I know that he's like, you know, becoming one of the most powerful legendary. I don't care. It's ruining the book. Anyway, I did enjoy kind of the rest, you know, him learning how to fight and stuff, but like I still feel like it's not as good as the beginning of the book. But yeah, I crossing my finger once again. 3 is enough. I mean, right? that it must be done now. I have a bad feeling that it won't be. But yeah, enough for me tonight. I'm done. It's ruining it. There's potential with the rest of the story, but again, still feeling very disjointed. I still have no idea where it's going. E doesn't seem to know where it's going. Like the Chandrian thing seems like a side quest, and we're still nowhere near knowing anything. And it's not even boring. It's just that it's a different story. A different day, same complaint. I'm now at chapter 128. He's had sex with a 4th woman because of course. Of course. like I don't even care about the sex portion. It's, well, except for the Fae, that lasted 10 chapters. That's too much for anyone. But like, why is this smut now? Like, if I wanted to read smut, I would not be reading that, you know? I would find some good one. This is just really bad one, and I can't take it anymore. It has to stop. We need to talk. I'm at page 880. I was glad that things were finally back to normal, or our new normal. And then, you know, he was meeting the people that were pretending to be a Demaru or whatever. And I didn't think they were fake, but, you know, that was a good twist, I guess. And I'm feeling you know, when you resent someone and like basically the bitch eating cracker thing, like no matter what they do, you just hate them. I'm feeling like that with Quote, or whatever you say his name. Because he's saving them and I hate him anyway. And like, Patrick Rothfuss officially became part of my shit list. For that. See it? Do you see that? Basically, these women were kidnapped and repeatedly raped. And they're obviously traumatized. And Quote tells them, not all men. No. This is the last drop for me. I'm gonna finish this because I might as well at this point, but you seriously just not all men them. Right, okay. Almost done. I'm at 9:15. I feel like I haven't been talking about Denna at all, but I just don't care for the relationship. I feel like I mentioned that. It's been so long. Seriously, it's been taking me almost a month to finish this book when I thought it would take me like a week or 2. So I remember mentioning that I couldn't stand him anymore, and no matter what he was doing, it was annoying me. I stand by that. Like he broke the guy that she was supposed to marry, like his arm, because he was being a doo-doo head. Which I'm all for. Like in theory, that's great, but for some reason, it still annoyed me. It's like savior complex. Like no matter what he does, like he could save everyone from the end of the world. I would be like, meh. So yeah, that's that. I wonder what's going on with him, like getting his ass kicked in like present time. We'll see how that goes. I feel like I keep forgetting that he's telling his life story. I'm also wondering, like, it sounds like the weapon he has on the wall is not the weapon he has throughout the book. So I'm wondering what happened with that. I'm assuming that's going to be in book 3 because the end is approaching. Also, like the chapter just before I was reading, I'm realizing there's a trope I don't really care for, and it's whenever like someone does something good and they get labeled like the villain, or like they could be in trouble because of it. Like he could be arrested for saving them. It's not really a spoiler. I doubt anyone cares, but like Warbreaker, no, not Warbreaker, Warcross by Mary Lou. There's this trope. I'd never finished the book, so it's not really a spoiler. She's basically in trouble and like because she did something good. I hate that trope. I just realized that officially now. So yeah, nothing more to say. I think that my last update will be the end, and that's it. I'm looking forward to being done. I just really thought I was going to love this book. Like I knew everyone had warned me, but I they had told me, like everyone had told me a little bit book 1 too that I wouldn't love it, and I overall enjoyed it. Like I gave it 4 stars. That's good. There were a few things here and there, but nothing crazy. But this one, it's like nonstop annoying me. And like I'm fully aware that like it might sound like I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I'm just like getting more and more annoyed because I thought I was going to love it, and it's just like a bunch of stuff that I wasn't expecting it. Like I told you, like I thought it was going to be Ambrose doing something horrible, not smut, fairy smut. Like that's something you expect from Sarah J Maas, you know? Okay, so here we are with me having finished the whole book, and you saw, look, the whole like Bish eating cracker thing, that was my feelings with the main character by the end of it. He could have done anything. He could have saved orphans and I would have hated him. So I'm left so all over the place because I really wanted to love it. And I really liked, like, in the first 300 pages, like I mentioned, the whole, like, day-to-day life in magical school is something that I really liked. I felt the same with other series. That's why towards the end, when it felt really rushed, I was just disappointed. That's not what I wanted. I wanted the old stuff, and I don't really care about everything else. And him being, like, a ladies' man by the end was just, it was ruining everything for me. And at this point, which is, you know, the question everyone wants to know, will I continue? I mean, first off, will there actually be a third book? That should be the question. I don't think anyone is really expecting it at this point. I would be very surprised if he did, because I don't think he would be able to do everything that the main character announces in the beginning that he will do, you know, in the 3 days in one more book. But if he does, will I read it? I guess so, but probably like hate read it. I will probably still hope that things get more like the beginning, even though at this point I have no more hope for this. But maybe. But I'm not expecting to give, you know, book 3 5 stars. I do have the novella, which I think is about, what's her name, under the school. So I will be reading this. And again, very low expectations. But afterwards, I will not be someone that, you know, waits and look up book 3 when it will come out. If it's out, I'll check it out. But at this point, I kind of just don't care anymore because I was so mad. And like, I know some people are going to be like, you over-exaggerated. Look, that's how I am, okay? I get very emotionally invested in that stuff, and I just got very annoyed, and it ruined my month. I thought I was going to read this book in like 2 weeks max, and it took me like a month. So yeah, I'm a little resentful. I should have never finished this book. I should have never started it. If I could go back in time and tell myself, don't do it, I wouldn't do it. If you were someone that was hesitating, I feel like this vlog probably did it for you. I mean, all the spoilers, but, don't do it. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. I hope you enjoyed this intense vlog. Let me know in the comment section how you personally felt about the book. Feel free to, you know, agree or disagree with me, and we can just all bitch about how bad this was. So yeah, thumbs up, subscribe. I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in a coming video very soon. Bye.